like the word, I use the word kick out. They kicked them out because of various reasons. One being, this is a white man's sport. The other being that the black players excel faster than the white players. They use that as a means of getting rid of the black players. First commissioner of Major League Baseball, the name Mountain Kensaw Landry. Why they call him, he was a judge from Kentucky. And why they call him Mountain, I don't know. He said, this is a white man's sport and we're gonna keep it that way. And he did. He kept it that way until 1944 when he died. And once he died, the second commissioner of Major League Baseball, Happy Chandler, he took over and he made an open statement right away. And I'm going to tell you why he made that open statement. So I'm going to go back now to when they started. See, black men, Moses Fleetwood Walker would be the first black man to play in the Major League. There were a lot of them. And they was coming into the Major League and increased the number, and it bothered the white structure. They said, we got to stop this influx of black players because it won't be long, it'll be all black. The black players, like I said, excelled a little faster than, but there were some great white players too, don't get me wrong. Baseball produced black and white, Indian, Mexican, Puerto Ricans. It wasn't just a white man's sport like they wanted to keep it that way. I did a little investigation and I wanted to know how can he stop that influx? How can he do that? He was a commissioner, he made he enforced the rules, but how can he just stop it? And he called all the owners into a room, all the major league owners, and made them agree that they would not hire another black man to play on their team. This was in the late 1800s. They agreed, and like overnight, all those great black ball players that was playing in the major league disappeared. It's not too many records about after they disappeared for a while because they did not protest. They just went away. They formed teams of their own. They played each other, and they made baseball what it is called today, America's greatest game. They did unbelievable things with their baseball. Their style, ladies and gentlemen, their style and their technique were different than that of the major leagues. It was more exciting. They made the game more exciting, more daring, and people all over came to watch them play because of that. So when you hear that word, America's greatest pastime, those black players made it without the credibility. 1920, there were so many great black ball players and black teams. A young man by the name of Rube Foster. Mr. Foster said, shoot, we got so many players, we're gonna start our own league. He was a business-minded person, and he did just that. He started what is called today the Negro baseball in 1920. A lot of time I'm called on the carpet and I speak around the country because why you say Negro League? Because that's what it was called. Men and women, boys and girls of color. In 1920, we were called Negroes. The league was formed in 1920, therefore it's called the Negro Baseball League. There's no more Negro League. There's some players still living and played it. By 1960, the Negro League died. But it started in 1920. And as I said before, their style of play, their techniques of play was more daring than that of the major league. So, thousands of people came out to watch them play. And they got the name as some of the greatest ball players that ever played the game. You know, I get a little emotional when I talk about this because I was there with these old men, someone who played back there, who played, and just sit and listen. I used to ride that bus, 17 years old. I knew I was going to the major league. They were preparing me for the major league. But to listen and hear them talk about this history and the things that happened before I was born, it never left me. I didn't know why. I'm sitting there, why are you telling me about something happened before I was born? It never left me. They were preparing me to do what I'm doing today. And I had no idea. They knew our history was going to be destroyed, misquoted, and swept under the rug. So, with that, I'm going to move a little faster because it's no one book. It's no one movie. All those movies they made about us is Hollywood, except one. Well, it's Hollywood too, but they didn't know what they were doing. That Bingo Long, I don't know how many people saw that movie, Bingo Long. It was Hollywood made, it was a comedy. Can you imagine that? These old men, they making a comedy about a part of their history where they caught hell. And they're gonna make a comedy, Hollywood gonna make a comedy. But they did something in that movie, ladies and gentlemen. They put a woman as owning a Negro League ball team. That was coming. A woman gonna be the owner. They put an undertaker as owning the Negro baseball team. And that was true. But what they did with it, they had those two fighting among themselves. That was the comical part of it. Fighting among themselves about the buses, the play, and different things in the league. That woman that they produced in that movie, they didn't even know they were doing. Her name was Madam C.J. Walker, the richest black woman in the world. That man, that undertaker, came up with an insurance where he went to all the black families and they paid $1 a week and he buried everybody in the family. They made this movie, did not know they were showing something really that happened. Two people. She was number one, he was number two, and the Negro League was number three. I'm moving a little along. We're gonna hit the Depression now. You know, once the Depression started, everything, the money got scarce, and the Negro League folded up. Because a few people that were coming to see them play couldn't come, didn't have money to come anymore, so they couldn't afford to keep playing. So you won't find that nowhere in history where they stopped, ended. This was in 1929. Ladies and gentlemen, they had made a name for themselves. Their style, and I'll say it again, their style and technique of play had made history, and it died baseball. White businessmen that had money. And you're not going to find this in many books because it wasn't pretty. They didn't write about this. They swept this down the road. They owned. They brought back 16 of those teams. From 1920 to 1960, when the Negro League died, there were 72 teams that made up the Negro Baseball League. But in 1929, when it ended, white businessmen brought back 16 of those teams. 2 of them fell out the league, but 12 of them maintained the rest of the history. Wait, 12 teams. The owners, they did this to make more money. They did make more money. They made a lot, oh man, they made a lot of money. They don't even talk about that in these books, how much money they, and the things that happened to make the money. First thing they did is went underground. Nobody knew who owned that team. He had black men fronting as they owned the team. I heard this, and I went to some of the players, and they said, he didn't own the team. He was fronting for somebody else to own the team. He didn't make the decision. The decision was made under the table, telling him what to do. First thing they did, the Negro League team was playing before big crowds. So they knew if they got a big stadium for them to play in, they could make more money. So they went to the major league owners, sat down at the table with them and said, look, we'd like to rent your stadium when your team is out of town. Oh, sure. It's just sitting there idle. You can rent it. And I'm going to stop right there for a minute because in 1923, ladies and gentlemen, Milwaukee had a team in the Negro Baseball League. They only could play when the Brewers was out of town. They played at Old Orchard Field. They could not get enough games in during the time those teams out of town to support the team. So they played 1 year. Then they moved to Toledo, Ohio. Milwaukee was a part of that rich history, the Negro Baseball League. The Milwaukee Brewers honor us every year in Miller Park. The Milwaukee Bears. That was the name of the team, the Milwaukee Bears. Now, I'm gonna go back to these owners. Man, they, right there in Chicago where I played, Old Comiskey Park. We play on, the White Sox play on a Friday night and draw 20,000 people. Chicago American Giants coming in on Saturday night, people all up down Shield Avenue, 35,000 people. It did not only happen in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, it happened in New York, it happened in Cleveland, Detroit, everywhere there was a Negro League team, they drew more fans than the Major League team. And when I talk to my young people all over the country today, because I know they heard about Jackie Robinson, the mere thought of that man, the mere thought of Jackie had nothing to do with the Major League ready to integrate. It was economics, money. Those owners saw what was happening. So when old Kenson Lander died in 1944, and Happy Chandler came in, he saw what was happening too. He called them all together and said, this is too embarrassing for me. I'm the commissioner, I'm in charge of Major League Baseball. And we got players that can't even play on the team, drawing more fans than you do in your own park. He said, I will not keep any owner from wanting to change if they want to make that change. And that's when Branch Rickey comes into the picture. Because a lot of the owners was afraid. They had done this so long, they were scared to take the chance. So by 1935, man, money was flowing everywhere. They said, wait a minute, we're packing the stadiums. Why don't we do this? Black men can't play with the white team. Why don't we have a all-star team? Why don't we have the black player play against the white team? Man, we can draw twice as many people. And they did. They did. Yankee Stadium, 56,000 people saw Sight to Page beat I forget his name. Beat him 1-0, 11, and forget his name. I'll think of it later. But Josh Gibson the greatest home run hit of all time. Hit the ball completely out of Yankee Stadium on the streets, and nobody have done it since. But yet, he could not play in the major league. Okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I talk about this so much. There's so much history, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I'm giving you a view here. Branch Rickey was a young man with a great idea. But you got to remember, he was a businessman also. He came up with an idea. Okay, now, I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna take a chance and none of these owners will do it. Take it. And I'm gonna, cause it ain't gonna be long before these guys gonna be playing in the major league. They packing these stadiums, it ain't gonna be long. So, he started looking for one player. He said, I cannot open that door and let all those great players come in here. The science is not gonna accept that. But we're gonna do one, then two, three, then the door's open. That was a great idea. But you got to remember, he was a businessman also. But he also knew, when I get ready to do this, it's going to be a devastating blow to the Negro League. What are we going to do about that? So his long-range goal was, when it does happen, we're going to use the Negro League as a minor league system for the major league. Ladies and gentlemen, that would have given these old men living today some credibility. But Branch didn't know who owned those teams. He thought he was dealing with those fronters. So, he started looking for one player. He interviewed over 200 players. Each one he turned them down because of their attitude. He said, I gotta have somebody that's not gonna fight me. Josh, you're the greatest home run hit of all time. I can't use you, Josh, for this. Because if I put you in there, Josh, they call your name, you're gonna hit it with the bat. Sancho, you're the greatest pitcher of all time. Man, I can't use you to do this, man. Or you're gonna hit it with the ball. And there'll be another 50 years before they try it again. So he was very selective of this individual. Over 200 men he interviewed, one after one. But see, something was going on that he didn't even know about. Something was going on the writers didn't even know about. Something was going on, none of the outside world knew what was happening. These old men, and some of them living today, ladies and gentlemen, knew Branch Rickey was looking for someone. Jackie Robinson wasn't even in the league. He was in the military, being court-martialed. Or he wouldn't let his wife move in the back of that bus. When he got out of the Army, one thing to do, play baseball, so he went to the Kansas City Monarchs. They interviewed Jackie. He said, look, Jackie, we get a major league, we're just looking for someone to open this door. We looked at your record, Jackie. You've been to UCLA. You played Wilson against Whitesburg. You educated. You understand change. We think you could be the one, Jackie. All you got to do is accept the challenge. But see, Jackie was not as passive as they made him out to be, ladies and gentlemen. He subdued himself. He said, I'll do it. He said, but I don't know how long I can do it. They said, look, Jackie, you won't find this in the books, Jackie. It took him on the road for 1 year. Jackie Robinson was in the Negro League 1 year, being trained to do what he did. They don't write about it. They don't even know about it, some of them. Jackie was prepared to do what he did. And when they got him ready, it's when all of us, the movies and every books, things said, that was when they introduced him to Branch Rickey. So we got one. He's ready. They took him on the road. They called him all kind of names, spit on him, refused hotels, refused to eat in the restaurants. They did all of this stuff. Jackie knew what was happening. He knew what he had to endure once he got to the major leagues. I'll do it. And he did. I met Jackie in 1955 when I was with the Cubs. We had dinner downtown Chicago. I'll never forget it because it's something that'll always be here with me, something he said to me. He called me kid. He said, they can't write in a book or show in a movie what I went through. But you see, I knew what he had gone through because I had gone through it 2 years myself in the Negro League. I said, Mr. Robinson, did you ever think about quitting? He said, every day. See, I thought about it every day. He said, but I had made a promise that I would open the door so other young blacks will be able to play in the major league. Jackie told me that, ladies and gentlemen, it'll always be here with me. He opened that door, and you know, in the Negro League, we knew what to expect. We knew they were gonna call us all kind of names. We knew they weren't gonna let us eat in the restaurant. We knew they weren't gonna let us stay in the hotel. We knew that. But in the major leagues, here's Jackie. Every day, only black man on the team. And I know you read about Pee Wee Reeves and Gil Hart as his friend. Not at first. He made them his friend. Jackie Robinson became a person, a ball player that the whole world and all the ball players that's playing baseball today on color should praise him for what he did. Only black man on the team. You got to sit in a dugout. I know y'all seen the dugout where the players sit. Yeah, he's sitting in the corner. He's sitting in the corner because none of the other players wanted to sit beside him. Because somebody may take a picture and put it in the newspaper the next day. So he sat there by himself. I can imagine what he was going through. Time to go to bat. He'd get his bat and walk up to the plate after the game, in which he probably hit the home run to win. In the cafeteria where they eat food, he had to sit in the corner by himself. Nobody wants to sit beside him. Then they busted across town to another hotel because they wouldn't let him sleep where the players lived. Every day he came to and went through the same routine, day in and day out. And I often think about him getting his bat, walking past fans in the stand. You know, St. Louis there, you gotta walk right by. They spitting on him. Calling him all kind of names. He just bit his lip and did something he told Branch Rickey he wouldn't do. And that's fight back. But he did fight back with home runs, with doubles, with triples. Jackie Robinson opened that door with some of these men making millions of dollars today and don't even know who Jackie Robinson was. I kill that. I represent some of those players, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of information I just got through telling you. I wrote about it in my book here. It got documents to prove it. This is the second book. I'm writing the third one now because my job, and I promised them that I will hand this history down to my young people so they'll know the true history of what happened. We got a museum in Kansas City, beautiful place, preserving our history, some of it. But I have you to know, ladies and gentlemen, I got nothing against the museum. The museum does not represent one player. All the millions of dollars they're making is for them. These players that I represent are living out there with nothing, some of them. I have been fighting the major league 26 years trying to get benefits for them. I got it for 12 players, 27 players, I'm sorry. over the 26 years, I got 12 players a pension. Major league pension, because these guys would have been Hall of Famers anyway. But you gotta play 4 years. They came up with that. You gotta play 4 years in order to get the Major League pension in the Negro League. 4 years in the Negro League to get the Major League pension. Most of those guys are dead and gone. So what you're left with guys that played 3 or more years. So we got the 27 guy was the one that's got the pension. Now, with the new commissioner, he's got a letter already on his desk from me, asking him to drop the criteria from 3 years to 1 year, and that would include all the players. And there's not but a few of us left. So, I'm gonna, I gave you a lot of information. There's a lot more. But I speak all over the country about this history. I write about it, and I'm going to open it up right now for some questions. If anyone have any questions, want to ask me about some of the things I talked about today.